Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
It is Monday, February the 10th. We are dealing, of course, with a blowout win by the Eagles over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And we're also talking about the ads this morning. And rejoining me on the Davison Family Dentistry Newsmaker line is our friend Scott Baradell from Idea Grove. He is a marketing expert. And Scott was with me on Friday to preview the ad. Let's talk about what we saw. Hey, Scott, welcome back to WHO. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what'd you think? Like, what stood out to you?
Well, I'll tell you, the way that game went, I'm glad we had some good ads because there wouldn't have been a lot to watch. I personally wasn't a fan of the halftime show either, so the ads were probably the star of the show for me.
Well, that was it. I found the halftime show boring. I'm like, I'm sorry if you like Kendrick's music. I found the show boring, and you're right. I would say there just came a point, I was rooting for the Chiefs, Scott, where you just knew – You just knew they weren't going to come back. So now you're watching the ads, and what stood out to you?
Well, what stood out to me first, I was thinking about the scale of this. All right, we talked about these ads are 30 seconds for $8 million just for the time, just for a 30-second time slot. Then there are over 100 celebrities in these 80 ads. Okay, they're paying these celebrities sometimes $10 million for that 30 seconds, $10 million, and then they're paying the ad firm $3 to $5 million. So think about this. These are like little movies. They're paying $20 million in some cases for 30-second ads. So if you look at it in that context, they better be good, right?
Yeah. Well, and I thought, okay, I thought about this as I'm looking through the ads, Scott. Like, are these celebrities really popular among people? I mean, you got to pick out people that folks are willing to listen to and like. Harrison Ford is likable. I think people like Post Malone. I don't know about Matt Damon's enduring appeal, but there he was. I mean, what do you think, Scott?
Well, I actually heard somebody say, I always liked Harrison Ford, but I don't like his politics now. But we have Matthew McConaughey, who everyone seems to like, because he seems to find a way to be middle of the road and not tick anybody off.
Scott, what do you think of the creepy ads? I thought the ad with Seal as a seal was creepy. I thought the guy with the fleshy cowboy hat head was creepy. Like, does creepy, though, work because you and I are talking about it? What do you think?
I think it was divisive. You know what? The Seal reminded me of. Remember, they did a movie version of Cats, the old musical a few years ago, and they did the same thing. And they made the CGI made it so lifelike that it was so creepy. It was a huge bomb, Yeah. And I kind of felt that way about Seal. It was really weird. But some people liked it. People talk about it.
That's it. So this is Scott Baradell of Idea Grove. Scott, I've been joking with the listeners this morning, like I feel so old school because my favorite commercials were the beer commercials. I liked Sloth Monday, and I liked Pickleball Hustlers, and I like the Party at the Cul-de-sac, and I'm like, those are all beer commercials, Jeff. What did you think, Scott?
I thought the beer commercials were all really good. I like Pickleball Hustlers a lot, and that was a great way. Because, look, Michelob Ultra, their whole thing is they are appealing to a younger demographic. Yeah. But it's also become now Anheuser-Busch's best-selling beer. It's surpassed Bud Light. So maybe having some older stars in there, they're trying to get the appeal to older demographics, too.
So, Scott, like, what was your overall impression of the ads? Because one of the things that I came away with is sometimes there's an ad out there and it goes cultural. Like, we're all talking about it for weeks, like the Budweiser ad. What's up? We were all doing that to each other for a year. What did you think overall? Was there anything like that?
I don't know. I feel like there's something building there with Dunkin' Donuts and Ben Affleck. But we'll see. I don't think there was anything as iconic as What's Up.
Exactly right. Scott Baradell of Idea Grove. Scott, thanks very much for talking to me about the ads this morning.